Order. I call the member for Wannon.
Thanks, Mr Deputy Speaker. And I think for the gallery's sake, we better explain that we are here today talking about debt and deficit, and it was the Labor Party that put this on the agenda. It wasn't our side. It was the Labor Party that put debt and deficit on the agenda this afternoon. Now, what I'd love to see, and maybe the member for Chifley could do this for us, is I'd love to see tabled the Einsteins on your side who decided in your tactics committee to put this on the MPI debate today. I'd love to see them tabled because they are geniuses. Geniuses. Let's just run through a little bit of the history. Right, when you came into government, the budget was in surplus by $20 billion. It's now forecast to be in deficit by $30 billion. Right? Let's have a look at what's happened with net debt. What's happened with net debt? When you came into office, net debt was at $50 billion in the black. What are we expecting now? Net debt's going to be well and truly over $200 billion. Yet you want to debate debt and deficit in this place this afternoon. I think what the opposite side need to do is go to the press club and have a look at the record there for when Brian Loughnane gave his speech after the election about what the causes were for you losing. One of them was debt and deficit. Yet here you are back in today talking about debt and deficit. Can I say one thing? Keep it coming. Let's have MPIs for the next 3 years on debt and deficit. Make our day, because we will clean your mess up. Because what we're seeing from you, by not allowing us to raise the debt limit, is by you making sure that we can't clean your mess up. It reminds me sometimes when I go into the city, you walk around the park and you see people have walked their dogs and they'll poop. And we've had 5 poops in the park, the 5 biggest budget deficits in Australia's history have just been lobbed in the park. And we want to come along with the poop scoop. And clean up your mess. And you're hiding the poop scoop from us. You won't allow us to get to the poop scoop. And what's that going to do? Ultimately, in the end, the Australian people are going to say they need more time in opposition to realise the damage that they've done. Give us the poop scoop, please. We want to clean up your mess. And it's an almighty mess. The 5 biggest budget deficits in Australia's history. As a matter of fact, the fastest deterioration in debt in modern history. Of modern history. Yet your tactics committee, those Einsteins are saying, let's come in here and do the MPI on debt and deficit. Bring it on. Come on, Ed, don't go. You're going to go and get the list of the people who are on the tactics committee. Come on, table it. Table it for us. Or are you going to wait to get your poop scoop? No, we need the poop scoop. Come on, bring it back to us. We need your poop scoop.
Excuse me, the member for Wannon will desist from that language and indeed withdraw it.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. What I'll do now is—
the member will resume his seat. The member for Hunter has a point of order.
Madam Speaker, knowing you well, I know you have only a limited interest in poop scoops, and I'd ask you to ask the member to refer to his remarks through the chair.
And I would ask you not to repeat words that I just said were unparliamentary, so you can withdraw them too.
I withdraw, Madam Speaker.
Good. Member for Wannon has the call.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I'm nearly out of time. So all I'll do is just point to the member for McMahon, the Shadow Treasurer, whose MPI this is. The member for McMahon said that the peak of the Labor Party debt would be 9% of GDP. Only 2 years later, it peaked at 22.1%. Yet the Shadow Treasurer has the gall to come into this place and put this MPI before us today. Debt and deficit is your record. We will clean up your mess and we will get the budget back in surplus and we will bring debt down, and you should get out of the way and allow us to do it.